Hey, what's up, guys? This is T-Bone here. So today I'm going to be talking about the event Furwood Forest Feud, which is an Earth Commander Noble Killer event. And so what we're going to do, as I mentioned in the last video, if I have gems, I'll go ahead and open them. And then if I get the cards, then great, I'll be able to talk about them. But at least I wanted to give my input on the cards themselves and also potentially what other ideas there might be. So let's just go ahead and get started. It's going to be a shorter video since I'm not doing a live stream. So let's take a look and see what cards we get from the vault here. So we're going to open up tier 1. And we are going to get a couple of the Generation 1 cards. Actually, they're not even Generation 2. These are Generation 1 cards, Giru and Sheila. And so that's all we get. And let's go on to Tier 2. So we should at least get our guaranteed support card. And hopefully, if I can get one of the two the gold cards, I'll be really happy. But we'll see. Let's see what we get here. So we get a Temper Targa, Apollo, and here is our guaranteed support card, which is called Big Little John. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and skip all of those. So that is tier 2. We'll have enough gems to go to tier 4 this time. So let's just go for that. And let's see. This is tier 3 right now, and we start out with keys, 2 keys now, and a saber. All right, and we have a gold card, and this is the guaranteed main event relic, and that's the Brigand's Bow. And so let's keep going there. We're going to skip all of these. So far, not a great set of pulls, actually. So we've got our guaranteed relic, and we've also got ourselves 2 keys, a saber, and Cerulean, which was a Generation 2 hero, but not very useful anymore. All right, so we're going to go and open up Tier 4 right now. So this gives us a guaranteed main event hero and also another guaranteed relics. So let's take a look. So we'll start with the ultra rare card, John the Outlaw. So that's good. And we can at least take a look at that card and see what this card does. And so I'll at least be able to showcase this card and we can try it out later. All right, so that's tier 4 ultra rare hero, John the Outlaw. So that's good. We get more keys and another saber. And we have a Sugar Sniper, which is also an ultra rare card from the Generation 2 event. And this is the main hero, Maid Marian. So I'll be able to talk about Marian here. And we get also our guaranteed relic. So let's go ahead and skip through the rest. So I guess that's not too bad. We do have an ultra rare card that we could talk through. So let's go ahead and field the team right now, and then we can also take a look at the cards. So we could discuss the skills and also what I think about them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the Noble Killer, and we're going to add the cards that we just added in there. And there's also the Defiant Duet, which is one of the older heroes, and I do have a team set up with that, so we can take a look there. So we have right now the ultra rare card, the main event hero, and the support card. But let's go ahead and take a look at the full event team since I don't have that right now. So let's go ahead and take a look. And so let's talk about the skills here, right? We got Brothers in Banditry, which is the ultimate form. On its own, this card will create 6 Power Gem 6s, but it also increases the damage output by 300%. So instead of 900% damage increase at 1 star, it goes up to 1200 every time you activate this battle skill. It has 3-turn cooldown, so it's a regularly paced card, and every 3 turns you'll have basically a 1/3 increase in your total damage, which is pretty significant. And whenever it attacks, it also will create 1 Earth Power Gem 4, but the maximum number it can create is 5 because it creates based on the number of Earth Commander cards that you have on the team. So it has to be Earth Commander or you're not going to get that additional Earth Power Gem. It also has the passive ability that will upgrade all Earth Gems by 1, but it only applies to Power Gem 4s or lower. So what that means is if you have gem crushes that go up to Power Gem 5 or higher, then it's not going to upgrade. However, on turn 1, when you do a gem crush, it will normally crush to Power Gem 4, so I would expect that those then would be upgraded to 5. Now, personally, I kind of wonder about the decision to limit it to only Power Gems 4 and lower, because we all know that Power Gem 5s and higher are sort of the minimum requirement now to really do any damage. And so for an ultimate form to not be able to upgrade anything beyond Power Gem 4s to 5, and so forth, I feel like that's a little bit weak in my opinion. Now we'll take a look at the Master Collection card. This is a Robin of Furwood. So this card will create 4 Earth Power Gem 6s, and then it gives the 300% damage increase. It also dispels Blind and Dodge. Okay, so it has a dual dispel as a power skill. And the passive ability also will upgrade all Earth gems by 1 power rank. So this is the passive ability of the Master Collection card. And let's take a look at the Ultra Rare and see what the Ultra Rare card does. So John the Outlaw, what it does is it will create 6 Power Gem 6s, and then the passive ability is that it will create 1 Earth Power Gem 4 for every Earth commander on the team. So unfortunately, I will not be able to showcase the ability of the card to upgrade at the beginning of every turn, because that's from the Master Collection card. And now let's take a look at the other cards that we have here. So we have a Maid Marian, which is the event card. What this does is it'll create 3 Power Gem 4s, and at the beginning of every turn, it creates 2 Earth Power Gem 2s. Now this card also has a 200% increased damage. So to me, that is actually a pretty good skill in terms of the main event cards. As far as this is concerned, this card is more powerful than the others I've seen, so that's a pretty good card there. Big Little John is the support card that creates 8 Power Gems for 3 turns straight. So it has a 3-turn cooldown, but you'll be able to get 8 Power Gems every single turn. And if you pair this with your Ultimate Form or your Master Collection card, all of those 8 Earth Gems will be converted to 8 Power Gem 1s. And so that is the idea behind this. And you also heal at the beginning of every turn. And so far we have Judgment as one of the counters that we need to worry about, and Gem Silence. So there's going to be Gem Silence and Judgment. And let's take a look at the Ultra Rare card here, and Armor. So these are the 3 skills that we need to watch out for. So given that this is my team here, I will have to play around a little bit, but this card doesn't really do as much. It really just gives you 1 Earth Power Gem 4 at the beginning of every time you attack, and it creates 6 Power Gem 6s. So as far as an Ultra Rare card goes, it's not actually that strong. So the strength really is going to come from the Master Collection card. Now in terms of some of the other ideas I had, so given that the Defiant Duet is also a Noble Killer, if you don't have the event card, this is one, it's an old ultimate form, and so if you have it, then you can put it to good use. And generally this card pairs really well with Jailer. So if you have this sort of specific combination, then what you can take advantage of is the fact that every time you do a turn delay, you could power up and get more damage for Jailers. You want to have as many turn delay cards as possible, and so having this setup here with Consecrated Wizardess, you're going to get some really nice damage output. And another card that you could consider using if you have it is Soraya and Azar. This is an event card from one of the previous Chaotic Noble Killer cards events, and this card will by itself create 6 Power Gem 4s with a 1-turn cooldown. And so this deck as a whole is actually pretty straightforward, and it's really easy to use because it has one turn cooldown. And so this is a card that can constantly give you more Power Gems to work with. And so I think that this is one idea that I was thinking about. The other one is to go with sort of like a pure Slayer approach. Now, not everyone's going to have these cards, I totally understand. And so I'm just going to talk about some of the ideas. Now, you may have United Taurs, or you may have Reaping Royalty. These are both Earth Slayer cards that are Noble Killer. So if you have the killer bonus, you might as well use this. And this card will work well with this particular deck, Protectors of Prosperity, because what this does is it gives all of your Slayers 200% attack on its own, but because of Ambush, it will go up to 2000% attack boost. So what this will do is this will boost all of your Slayer cards in a in a commander event, so that you can still deal really good damage as if you are getting the attack boost from other cards. For example, with Double Killer, a card that normally you would think about is Santa. So Supreme Santa is the one that gives the all Noble Killer cards a boost, but if you don't have that, either Pujari Rashmi or Protectors of Prosperity will give you that kind of boost. Now, this is a deck that doesn't use any commander, and so in my situation, I would also put in Hard One Gorillas so I can get some nuke damage, and I will take out United Taurus and I would put in another commander card in here so that I could get some commander bonus to it. So this is something I need to think about because I'm also losing the 4,000 attack boost because of it. So one thing I could consider doing is actually, instead of going with a pure commander card, I could go with, for example, Dojin. So what Dojin's ability is, it acts as both a commander and also a slayer card, and so this will benefit from both. So it benefits from the 4,000% attack boost of Protectors of Prosperity, and you get at least the 4 times commander bonus, so that the entire team also gets a little bit of a power boost. And so this is something to consider. And also, if you end up ascending Dojin, then you're also going to give it a additional damage boost. Right now it's at 300% damage boost, but once you get up to 3 stars, it goes beyond 300% damage boost. So it becomes a good card to use in this sort of setup with Slayer. And so my general thinking right now, without having played with the cards, is that it doesn't feel like it's that great of a setup, but it could be useful if you have cards such as the support card that generates gems every single turn. It just, unfortunately, I don't have the cards to be able to showcase it to you. So I have 24. I still need another 18 coins in order to be able to craft. So I will not be able to do it in this video, and I might be able to craft it during the event, but we will have to see. So right now, if we were to go and play it in a event, just to see what it's going to be like, what we can do is quickly go into a campaign just to showcase the cards themselves, and I will show you. So let's go ahead and use this right here, and let's see if anybody has. So somebody does have the Brothers and Banditry, so we will go ahead and use that. And let's go ahead and use this particular team right now. I suppose I will also put in my relics. So let's go ahead and put in Earth Commander relics in here right now. And that is going to be Earth Commander. It's going to be the Brigand's Bow. So we're going to put in those 2 in. And then I will put in also, for now, I'll put in the Immortal ones. And then what I'll do is I will simply add in a couple of those Immortal cards. And then we will see how it works out. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in some Earth Commander events. And we'll put in some Immortal cards in here. And I'll put in Savage Swarm and Quick and Dirty. So Savage Swarm will passively create Power Gem 5s. And so those Power Gems will not be eligible for upgrade. And so that's the thing to watch out for. Now let's take a look and see what happens in turn 1. So turn 1, with all of the gems that we're going to create. And so if we take a look here, the problem here is what you see is it gem crushes, but before it crushed the gems, it did actually upgrade it to Power Gem 1s and some of them higher. And so you can see now, instead of crushing the Power Gem 4s, we crushed to Power Gem 6s. And so that is at least something. And then we can go ahead and use the support card here to give us 8 regular gems every turn. And so what we should see now is we're going to see all of these Power Gems upgrade. And so we passively create these, and then they upgrade first. So that's the important thing to know, is that they get upgraded before gem crushes. So you will get some you will get some really good set of Power Gems here, and because you're attacking with the 300% increased attack, it will be stronger than what you might expect. And so what you want to pay attention to is this card. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and activate the skill, and what this will do is this card will have 200% increased damage. All right, so let's go ahead and do a gem swap here, and we'll pay attention to the base damage boost here. Now, because this is a way format, you're not going to see the increased damage on the card. You can only see it when you attack, but when you activate it, you're going to deal more damage there. And so what you want to do is we can go ahead and activate a support card once again. You can activate every 3 turns, so every single turn you should expect more gems to be created there. And then all of these power gems are going to be upgraded first before Gem Crush. So if you have Power Gem 4s are on the board, you can see here we have a Power Gem 9 and Power Gem 8. So this is the way now for you to start the turn with at least Power Gem 8s or higher rather than Power Gem 4s. So it is a it is a pretty good mechanic, and I also wonder if it stacks. So if it does stack though, it's not really going to matter because the maximum that this is going to go up to is Power Gem 5. So let's say you have let's say you have a Master Collection card and an Ultimate Form, then it's going to go from a regular gem and it's going to upgrade it twice to Power Gem 2, and then you're going to crush the Power Gem 2s. And so that's what it really means here. You're not going to be able to get to a point where you start the turn with Power Gem 9s and 10s, etc., because there's a limit to the Power Gems that you can upgrade. And so that is, to me, I think that is the reason why they limit it. I still kind of feel that the potential for this deck kind of is a little limited because of that. I think it could have been okay if it was, if it could have at least upgraded Power Gem 5s to 6s. I think that would have made this deck really strong. Although, now that I've played with this a little bit, just looking at the mechanics, it feels that you will at least have a good starting power. And if you activate the battle skill, then you're going to get the maximum potential. So the idea here really is you want to get a good board in a commander event. You want to activate your cards, and I think the support card is going to be useful here in that you're going to get the additional power gems on the board for it to be upgraded. And then you could then use that ability to get a higher gem crush. Although now that I'm thinking about this, another thing that I could have done really is if I were to try this again, what I would see is, let's try this team here. What I would do is I would probably go with the other Immortal card. Okay, so let's go ahead with the Slayer. So if I were to go with Verdant Druids, for example, okay, and making you. Now what this will do is this will create Power Gem 3s every turn. And what this will do is I could do something like this. And then now let's go ahead and change our relics too. So we're gonna just go ahead and put in we're gonna put in these cards here, these relics in here. And let's go ahead now and take a look. I put in the wrong one. That should be fine. So let's go ahead and try this one more time with this different team, and let's bring in the Ultimate Form again. So let's see if we can find an Ultimate Form here. We'll do a search for Earth, Noble Killer. And it looks like nobody's actually using it, but we can use Robin of Furwood at least. So we will still get the same skill. So let's go ahead and do a battle now. So now what I'm doing is I'm testing out to see what happens if you have cards that passively spawn Power Gems 3s and 4s, and what happens with the upgrade. So what we've seen so far is that it will at least upgrade before Gem Crush occurs. And so let's see here. So it will upgrade. So let's see. So let's see. I didn't see this upgrade beforehand because I'm not using the right team. That was a mistake. I thought I did. Okay, so let's hopefully other people have the card, because if not, then I will not be able to test it out. It doesn't look like anybody has the team right now. None of my friends actually have it. One thing I could do is take a look at my friends list, friend requests, and see if there's anyone that has the card. Right now, the problem is because we are still going with the Bounty Hunter event, nobody has that card up right now. So unfortunately, I couldn't actually test it with Verdant Druids, but I would imagine it to be the same idea. So let's try one more time and see if maybe there's any adventures right now that would have it. If not, then I could just save this for another video in the next time. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Noble Killer. And so unfortunately, there is nobody that has the card that is sharing it. And so I will not be able to showcase it, but my last sort of like thoughts on this is that with this particular deck, it feels like you'll have a good starting power because you're upgrading to Power Gem 8s and higher, and you have 300% increase damage. And so this card could do a lot of damage. Right? I initially said that it feels weak, but I may be wrong here. And so whether or not this is a deck that's worth chasing it's still hard to say. I have half a team and neither of the cards I don't have either of the cards that will do the upgrade, so it's hard for me to say really. But I think because you have a card that will spawn power gems every single turn, you will at least be able to take advantage of this. So this is where the support card really will shine. So you can at least take advantage of that. So if you do have the deck, please feel free to comment in the video below and let me know what you think about it and how it works out. And if I manage to get enough coins, I might craft the team just so that I could have a follow-up for this. So that's going to be it for me for today. Thank you very much, guys. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye now.